So I spoke to a young boy named Ethan who lives in Pasadena, California. He was our honored child for day one. So Ethan, you're on our team today as we start the race and go across the Palomar Mountains into the Sonora Desert. Day two. Today we're dedicating our day to a girl named Mary. She's fighting a form of cancer called Ewing sarcoma. We're in Prescott, Arizona this morning. It's day 3. Today I'm dedicating my ride to a young girl named Ava. Today is Friday and we are dedicating our day to Lily, a kindergartner from Leesburg, Virginia. Lily, today you're riding with me. You're in my heart and we're gonna go get this done. So off we go. So today's day 5, we're in Colorado. Today I'm dedicating my ride to a young lady, 6 years old, from New Mexico, Kansas, named Finley. How are you? Hey, Joey, how are you? So we're at the top of the Continental Divide, and we dedicated this part of this section of the ride to Matthias Rodano.
Woo! Push it, you got it, yeah!
So today is Tuesday, and we're leaving Missouri, and I'm dedicating my day to a young gal named Ashley from Tennessee. So we're in a tropical storm as we head east, but this race course pretty much throws everything at you that it can. Scorched in the deserts, 105-degree temperatures, freezing cold, mountain passes, descents. You're going to 40 miles an hour in the pitch black darkness. The Great Plains with the wind blowing every direction at you, knocking you left, right, and up and down. And now, this beautiful evening. But you know, in the end, it's just a bicycle and a race, and it's over with on Sunday. But for these kids, it's not over until they're cured, and it doesn't even compare. Our bodies can do way more than we think. It's our mind that stops us.
I think Len realized that he had a real talent for these long distance. On these long rides, Len would get stronger, whereas we would start breaking down.
And you know, when you sit on a bike for hours and hours and hours with someone, you get to know them pretty well. And Len talked a lot about Hopecam.
Back when I was 9 years old, I was diagnosed with leukemia. It is a very lonesome journey in a lot of ways.
Kids with cancer, they want their life back. They just want to be treated the same way.
So we started talking a little bit about how to keep Matt connected to his classmates. And at that point, that was just kind of a one-off project. How would you get that done?
He noticed me being very isolated, and he came up with the idea of getting a webcam in the classroom.
Len started talking about trying to expand it to other children that were facing the same sorts of challenges. And the first event that we tackled to do that, I think, was the JFK 50.
After I did the first race, the first JFK 50 race, immediately after, people would call me and say, "What's next? What are you going to do next?"
On one of our rides, we said, hey, next year when we do this ride, why don't we try to raise some funds? And obviously the natural place to raise the funds was for Hopecam.
Good morning, Ava.
Good morning.
Can you see everyone?
Players tripped over feet and tails and long ears. They all ended up in a heap. Look at that heap. Isn't that kind of funny?
I think in the beginning it gave them a chance to help me through my journey through cancer, but more importantly, after I was done with my treatment, it gave him a bigger purpose in his life to help more kids.
We started only helping kids locally in the DC, Maryland, Virginia area by giving them a tablet and working with the schools to connect them. So all they have to do is hit a button and they're right there back in their classroom.
And I knew that we could take the charity to a larger scale. And I knew that I would have to do something really bold and really big to raise the money and the resources to be able to grow way outside our region. And I thought, well, Race Across America goes across the country, and I want to help kids across the country.
He painted this big mission that was way bigger than the race, his goal.
Hopecam's mission is to defeat social isolation so that they can fight cancer and get back to school. "12 days, over 3,000 miles across the country from California to Annapolis. And his goal was to raise $1 million for Hopecam.
The Tour de France is 2,000 miles. Those guys get 24 days. So this race is 1,000 miles longer than the Tour in half the time.
And at every moment I'm there, I'm worried that he's gonna get hit, something's gonna happen. But the only way to keep him safe is to pay attention and to believe that this message is gonna get across the US.
During Race Across America, the children that Len was riding for every day, he had a child every day, and then he had a child for every time station. And not only did he reach out and he communicated with them, he had phone conversations while he was on his bike racing across America.
There's got to be like a really good reason you're
What are you doing this for?
I got a million reasons.
Yes, you do!
One of my favorite letters was from Noah Ramirez, who's a little boy that lives here in Northern Virginia. And Noah said, "Len, you're amazing for doing this race. When you feel tired, just remember me, Noah." This is the reason I kept going. These are the reasons that no matter how tough it was on the race course, I thought of these kids, I thought of these cards, and I knew they were supporting me, they were cheering for me, and they kept me pushing the pedals, they kept me going.
Len doing Race Across America really inspired me to push more through the treatment that I was going through, because he was doing such a difficult thing, like riding across America. It inspired me to push more through the treatment.
So we got through that time, and Hopecam was there for us the entire time.
Punch. I didn't say go. Oh, man.
Out of this terrible experience our entire family went through, came this discovery of how much these kids need to be connected.
As a new parent with a child diagnosed with a terrible disease, you want to have your children stay connected.
And we found with Hopecam, she just blossomed. She was like a social butterfly since she was able to connect with all her friends. Today, we just see such a difference because of what Hopecam has done for our family.
Well, I feel joyful that I got to see my friends on a computer because it was fun to see their faces and talk to them.
Hopecam does a lot of great work. You can see the effect immediately. The moment the kids get the technology, you can see their faces light up.
What color is that? Orange.
What Hopecam does is just amazing. Everything that I did in my life prior to this led up to going to RAAM and helping Len and the rest of the team in Hopecam.
And I think we're all here to find that greatness in each of ourselves, because we all have it. And it became clear to me that through that purpose and through that mission, that anything's possible.
The reason we were so successful was because my team worked so well together, and they believed in a mission. And the mission was not me riding the bike. The mission was to help more kids with cancer. And when you have a team of people that believe in that, nothing can stop you.
Our volunteers are the heart of our organization. They help our kids every day. They reach out to our families and connect them and to the schools, and we couldn't do it without them.
It feels good. You know, when it comes down to being a part of something bigger than yourself.
A big part of life, I think, is always looking to turn negatives to positives. And that's what Hopecam did for me and for my family, was we stumbled on this discovery of how we could help children, And we worked hard at it, and now it's grown into something that's just truly wonderful and continues to grow.
It was such a good feeling to like see him cross the finish line, and all of the money that he raised for all the children going through cancer. It was amazing.
There's a lot of great lessons from taking part in something like RAAM. You learn things about yourself, you learn things about what people are capable of. When you think about if you get too tired, after watching something like that, I know you got more in you. Whether it's myself, whether it's my kids, whether it's a friend, there's always more to come.
I've grown in my empathy and my appreciation for these kids, and I've grown in my passion to help them. I've grown in my belief in myself. It's something that I will never ever forget, and it's always going to be part of my life and part of me.
Nothing happens without a team. Nothing happens without people that are supporting you and helping you get there. And I had the most amazing team of friends and family and other supporters that wanted to have a great outcome. And the great outcome was we finished the race. We beat the cutoffs. We honored a lot of children. We told some great stories about the struggles that these children have gone through. We honored them each day. And in the end, when we crossed that finish line, we achieved our goal. And now we've raised $1 million, and it's been one of the most memorable things that I've ever done in my life.